Most of us have 3 steps in our shower routine: shampoo, conditioner, and body wash, and we're out of there. So not gonna lie, most days I am pretty lazy to shower, wash my hair, unless it gets to the point where it's greasy, itchy, and it's just like uncontrollably flaky, then I'll just do that normal routine. But once every 2 weeks, I'll do a full body everything shower routine. And some of you might have heard about this like on TikTok or IG or YouTube, where people spend up to 4 hours just completely rejuvenating themselves in the shower with all their products. So that's exactly what I'm gonna show you guys today, and I typically do this when I have a few extra hours on the weekend, or I'm just feeling a little bit down, unmotivated, depressed. It gets like that sometimes, and it's these times that I feel like we just really need to carve out that self-care from head to toe, inside out. So let's get changed. Ding! Shower time!
So in the shower, let the water and steam soften our skin and hair follicles, and begin up top with our scalp and hair. Starting with shampoo, I've been religiously double cleansing every time I wash my hair, and I've been using the scaling shampoo, which is actually life-changing. It's got a slightly viscous, watery formula, and it comes out of this nozzle, which makes it really easy to apply directly onto our scalp for that first cleanse, because remember, shampoo is for our scalp and not our hair. In this first cleanse, I focus on the sides of my head as well as the nape and the bottom of the neck, and start to spread that inwards towards the middle of the head, because what I learned from Helen, the trichologist or hair expert, is that the top and the crown of our head will always get washed, but it's these other side and bottom areas that develop a lot of oil and bacteria, and so it's really important to start with these areas. And you might notice that in this first shampoo, you might not get a lot of lather, and this is because the shampoo is actually busy dissolving our sebum and just grime from the buildup over the days. Okay, then after about 30 seconds of massaging it in, I wash it off. And I like the shampoo too because there's actually kind of like no scent to it, so it's purely just for washing.
That shampoo is so cool.
Moving on to the second cleanse, this is where I like to use shampoos that have a little bit more of a specific function. So for example, if you have flaky scalp or a dandruff shampoo, this is the best time to use it, because after the first cleanse, this is when the ingredients can really get into the scalp. So I'm using the 107 shampoo that I've used for ages now. It has ginseng, green tea, and just a lot of hair building and thickening ingredients. And it's this really pretty amber gel consistency. Okay, so you can see here, you realize on the second wash, no matter what you're using, it will foam up so much quicker and easier. And once again, that's because we've already dissolved the sebum on our scalp, the dirt, the bacteria, all that from the first cleanse, and it can actually lather now. Now in the second cleanse is where I always use a scalp massager. So I have these two, but I prefer this one. And this is to really work the shampoo into the scalp while also massaging, and this creates blood flow to the hair follicle. It also brings oxygen and nutrition that our hair really needs to grow healthily and shiny. And it might not seem like much, but I swear this has changed everything, because I'm pretty sure I fixed my seborrheic dermatitis / dandruff just by starting this double cleanse and using a massager, because before my scalp was really oily and I wasn't cleansing it often enough, and I also wasn't using enough force with every shampoo to get rid of the buildup that was actually causing inflammation, so I highly recommend. I want to mention here, quick note, depending on if you have hard or soft water, the water type can also affect some people's hair and scalp differently. For example, hard water can make your skin and scalp drier or more irritated, while soft water makes it harder to thoroughly wash off the products from our hair and our body, which can leave buildup and residue. So it might be good to take note of what water type you have in your city and just make adjustments with your cleansing routine accordingly. Oh my gosh, guys, this is something I am so excited to share with you. It's my recent discovery. It's called the 8-second Wonder Water, and it's used in the step between the shampoo and conditioning step. It's kind of like a hair gloss and treatment all in one, and my goodness, it's completely changed how shiny and how soft my hair feels and looks. What you do is wring out the excess water after washing out the shampoo and apply this lightweight liquid treatment to the mid-lengths and the ends. And each dose is actually measured out in the back of the bottle. You see this like 20 mils, which also depends on the length of your hair and how thick it is. But once it comes into contact with damp hair, the formula activates and there's like a slight heating sensation. And then you just kind of like squeeze it in and leave it there. it. And I was like, oh my God, because I used it, didn't know if it would even work or not. I actually went on to Reddit to see which one would work better out of this one and the Kerastase one, which I was interested in. But then a lot of the people in the comments were like, this one works just as well. Also because L'Oreal owns Kerastase and the other one that I was looking at was $55. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to try this. So looking into it, there's this technology that works by apparently depositing moisturizing agents and an amino acid protein into the damaged areas of our hair strands and cuticles that forms these thin layers called lamellas that smooth over the surface of our cuticles without adding any weight to our hair. So you still get that volume. And I mean, honestly, I don't know how it works. All I know is that it does, and it's amazing. And it only takes 8 seconds, but I leave it on there for at least 30 seconds to like a minute just to make sure really doing its thing. And you wash it off. And do you see this? It completely changes the feeling and the shine of your hair. It's like actually amazing.
And then, so ready? Look at my hair. Alright. It's like Korean.
Okay, then you could leave it as that or go into the conditioning steps. So on a daily basis, I will just use a conditioner, but we're doing an ultimate shower today. So I go in with a hair mask. So this is the Pheno Premium Touch hair mask that's pretty popular from Shiseido. And on its own, this mask is like okay, it smells really good, but together with the Wonder Water that we just used is truly perfection. And when I first used both of them together, I was like, ah, it was like a holy moment. So I just slather this all over my ends, staying away from the scalp, obviously, because conditioner should not touch the scalp. And if you're wondering what the difference is between conditioner and hair mask, it seems to just come down to the formulation and the consistencies, where conditioners are slightly lighter compared to a hair mask, so it can be used every day. But a hair mask is thicker with bonds and proteins and additional ingredients that repair and penetrate the hair deeper to reduce damage on very dry, coarse, and brittle hair. And so it's designed to be used once or twice a week. But depending on how my hair feels, I just use it pretty frequently, to be honest. Also, a tip is to keep a hair clip in your shower and clip it up after you've applied either your conditioner or hair mask so that it's off your back, out of the way, as we move on to the body. Okay, before we jump into our bodylicious steps, I've created a summary of the hair and scalp tips depending on which scalp type you lean towards, so more oily or more dry, because you'll want to look for slightly different ingredients in your products. And then depending on that, I broke it down into hair textures that you might have and listed some steps that might be able to help. Also, we made a video on hair and scalp tips where I broke down everything that I learned from visiting Dr. Scalp, so you can check that out if you have more questions. But for now, back to the body. On a normal day, I am way too lazy to exfoliate, but in my everything routine, we start by doing a long overdue exfoliation. So these are the body scrubs I have, and actually they're really gentle, even though it sounds like a scrub. It really makes your skin glow, and it's like so soft. I sometimes use my hands to spread it all over, but using it with an exfoliating mitt actually takes it to level 1000. So I went in with this Osea body scrub today. It's this beautiful pink color and the granules are from Himalayan pink salt, but it's also got a lot of oils in there to really deeply moisturize, nourish as we scrub all the dead skin away. So I scoop up sections and concentrate on my scaliest areas, aka everywhere, like shoulders, arms, my elbows, and then working through my back, well, the places I can reach anyway, and also my chest, which are actually areas I tend to get a lot of breakouts in as it gets closer to my period, which is now. A tip, if you have more sensitive skin, I would recommend just either using your hands to spread it or maybe like a cloth, because with these mitts, you can see it can cause the skin to become pink and red and can be pretty intense depending on the mitt itself. There are different kinds, but there's also softer ones, which I'll list below, but just something to note. And the reason why our back and chest are prone to breakouts is because these places have sebum secreting pores, so it's important to scrub away the dead skin that's actually trapping those oils under our skin, mixed with bacteria, causing the breakouts. Also, if you have KP or keratosis pilaris, exfoliating with these body scrubs that also have chemical exfoliants like HA or BHA can really help dissolve and make your skin smooth again over time. So, highly recommend. Now moving on to something that I just don't do that much in winter. Shave! Truly embracing the furry fell. But anyways, today we are shaving and I like using these body oils for shaving because it gives the smoothest shave and it just feels really good on the skin. Honestly, how many times am I going to say the word smooth in this video? But also I recently discovered this huge Aven, and it lathers to this satisfying milk and then you shave away. Pretty self-explanatory. Honestly, my blade is pretty blunt, and a tip is get the men's shavers because they're just way better. I don't know why. Maybe it's because they have more blades on them, but it just gives the most precise shave. I couldn't find Thomas's, so we're just going with my blunt shaver. And as you can see, I've turned off the water while doing all these steps, otherwise drought and bankruptcy. But I just found out that this method is actually called a navy shower, which you can do anytime really, but it's where you 1, turn the water on to quickly wet yourself, then 2, turn it off to soap up and lather, and then 3, turn it back on to rinse off. And all of this just saves unnecessary water usage, which also means saving our precious money. And as the name suggests, it originated on naval ships where fresh supplies of water were scarce, and so using this method, the crew members were able to stay clean while conserving limited water supply on the ships. So, little fun fact there. Also, hot showers cost more than cold showers because it costs more for us to heat up the water. So if anyone here is a fan of cold showers, I honestly respect you because I could just never. Okay, now back to our hair. Compared to the normal 2 minutes I usually leave my conditioner on a normal day, this hair mask has been sitting there for a solid like 15 minutes at this point while we did all our other steps, which is going to give it that super shine. But wait a minute while I make you shine. No new jeans? Okay. Rinse out and voila. This hair has new life, I tell you. It is so insanely soft and it smells like a dream. Alright, so back to the routine. We're not quite done with the body yet because talking about the pits again, highly recommend using a BHA like facial cleanser product to cleanse the underarms, and some people even use a cleanser with benzoyl peroxide, and these ingredients just help with exfoliating dark underarms and helping to reduce and fight bacteria causing odor as well. And this tip is dermatologist approved, so that's what I'm doing here with the Peach and Lily cleanser that has a little bit of BHA in it. Then after all this is when I'll wash my face because I want to make sure that there's no product left over from anything that could clog my pores. But it's totally a personal preference, and I'm in love with this creamy quarterly jojoba scrub, which doesn't even feel like a scrub. It leaves my face so moisturized, soft, it's kind of crazy. And I just restocked this while I was in Paris last because it's my favorite. Whew. Okay, we're not done yet. So now I grab my towel, dab off the excess water from the body, and I've been doing this new thing where I've been using this Japanese skin conditioner. It's essentially an essence that you can also use on your face, but I've been using it on my body before leaving the shower, and it's truly been a game changer, especially because I hate that feeling of thick moisturizer skin that sticks to your pajamas or your bed after you've applied it, and it's just kind of annoying. So this is a lightweight layer that subtly nourishes your skin and instantly is absorbed. So I really have been enjoying this one. You can basically use any bottle of essence or lotion. The tip is kind of just to keep it in the shower as your first step after you kind of dab away that water. Now stepping out of the shower, since discovering microfiber hair towels, I've never gone back because it cuts the time of drying your hair in half. And it also just gets the hair out of the way so that you can do other things like your skincare steps while it's just absorbing all that excess water from your hair. And this is super important if you want to control frizz and damage because all of that happens when our hair is damp. So it's best to get moisture out of the hair as quickly as possible. Back to the pits, we're not done yet. I like using this Necessaire light gel deodorant. Even if I'm just going to bed and roaming around home, it's nothing too heavy, it's lightweight, and it's just perfect for something natural. But if I'm going out, then I'll use an antiperspirant because your girl sweats and this deodorant gel just wouldn't cut it. So just depending on what you need. Then I've been using this Ordinary eyebrow and lash serum. I feel like it's actually working on my brows. I'm not totally sure because I also don't consistently use it every day, but my brows do seem like the hairs are growing in places that were more sparse. And for the price point, I would definitely recommend trying it because it's super affordable. And there's a lot of reviews and comments that people have had good experiences with this. So we continue using. Then my favorite line from L'Occitane is actually from the almond range. It's my ride or die. The scent is just divine. I cannot even explain to you. So I'm using the mist today because it's moisturizing, it's super lightweight, it smells so good, and once again, it's not sticky. So in the winter months, I'll use the moisturizer a little more often. Love that too. So both are a hit in my books. Then about this time, I'll take off the hair towel and I like to just give the hair a little squeeze to catch any additional moisture, and then onto scalp care we go. So these are just 2 out of many serums that I have that I just happened to find. And today we're going in with the Acton Acre serum that's got this 2% stem cell complex, which helps to stimulate hair growth. So I just want to note, I don't think a serum alone is necessarily going to help your hair grow. It really does start from the cleansing, the shampooing, and just the constant maintenance of it and just keeping track of your scalp health. Piping that into the front sections of my hair, I'll just work that in with my fingers. This formula is not oily at all, which I love. And then for the rest of the hair, a heat protectant is a must, especially if you blow dry, if you style it. And I just love this Lolavi spray. I've used it many times now. It smells so good. It doesn't weigh the hair down and it kind of does it all. It detangles, it protects, it moisturizes. So I'm all about that life. And I just spray that in from the mids to the ends of the hair and then just running that through with my fingers to disperse it all throughout. Smells so good. Okay, must not forget the lips, and my recent obsession and discovery is this one from Lawless. It's their lip mask. It's the perfect formula and consistency where it's not too thick, it's not too thin, and it has this slight mintiness but nothing too much. Ro also loves it, so we're both obsessed. Highly recommend. Almost there. We're in the pampering mode, right? So I also recently discovered these Japanese heated eye masks. You open the individual packet, pop them over your eyes, and they're heating. Oh my god, I don't know what science or sorcery it is, but this is like giving major sauna vibes at home, which we're all for. And they even come with different scents. I think Thomas and I chose this forest one. So it was kind of like a menthol herbal kind of situation, but truly life-changing, I tell you, because you can kind of just drift away, forget about life and all your responsibilities. Yes, sign me up. Okay, so that basically concludes everything in my everything shower routine, but let's do a quick recap. So for me, all of this took about 1 hour. All right, so ranking my final thoughts. For time spent, I would give this a 6 out of 10. Because we honestly don't have this kind of time every day, but the good thing is it's flexible and we can kind of chop and change what we use depending on the situation. For smoothness, I give this a 10 out of 10. I never feel this smooth with my body or my hair, and so only this routine can really give me that. Water bill, this could easily be low, like 2 out of 10 if you left the water running or had scorching hot water the whole time. But remember, the Navy shower tactic actually makes this pretty good. So I'd probably give it maybe a 6 or 7 out of 10 since it's still a longer shower. Then for enjoyment, priceless. No, just kidding. I give this a 9 out of 10. If I have no time constraints, I thoroughly enjoy activities at home and de-stressing, so this was great. -1 point because I'm literally standing for an hour and I realized my legs were like pretty borderline tired at the end of it. So that's it from me. Feel free to leave your everything routine steps and share it below with everyone. I'm also super curious, and honestly, my latest obsessions have been like in-shower products. Because to me, that's real self-care. So happy showering, everyone, and I will talk to you guys and see you really soon. Bye!